Welcome back, everyone. Joe here. Hope your day's going well. So today I got my chainsaw, my STIHL MS-291, ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna come into this area here, take down some of these smaller ones. We have a slight north wind blowing from behind me over. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. What I'm taking down today is nothing big. I mean, especially even for me, it's about average size trees that I take down. Something like this one right here, going right up. I'm gonna try to fell it, fall it, drop it in that direction there. Yeah, the wind's blowing from behind me, so it should at least help me coast it that way a little bit more. I'm gonna check it out. Before I get too involved with most of them, the live that we had, I spoke about the poison ivy that most of these have on it, and the fact that I want to burn some of it. So like this one right here, I'm not taking this tree down, but here is the poison ivy going right up that tree. But then this is all grapevines. So these grapevines are cut and snipped and dead. But these trees are definitely like this one over here. This poison ivy is running up this whole tree. And granted, yes, the tree is dead. But I mean, I want to, ouch, go ahead and burn some of these trees. I really like doing it, but I'm not going to burn anything with poison ivy in it or on it. So I'll wait for another day that I can go ahead and take the tractor out and drop those, and I'll come back with the grapple and grab them and bring them towards the back to that brush pile. So I'll probably take down some of these smaller guys in here, like this here, these in here. I'm going to go ahead and leave the stumps pretty high on them, just so I can come back with the backhoe and dig them out. I really enjoy doing it, so it's a nice little project for myself. So it looks like I'm going to go ahead with this one right here, possibly this one depending on how it goes, this one, and these two behind it. So I'll drop everything that way, and then I'll come back and clean it all up later in time. For right now, it'll be okay. And then I'm hoping within the next few weeks I can really get into here and start cleaning out all this junk. Starting next week, we're looking at being back in the 60s for the afternoon highs. So it will dry up a little bit down here, and it'll be easier to get that tractor from up top down. And then if I have to leave it down here, I can for a week or so. And worst comes to worst, if I really needed to, I'll just pull the battery and leave it on a trickle inside the house. But what I'm hoping to do is clear out this area a little bit more. And all these that I for some reason I thought that I was gonna split and stack all this stuff and split, stack and split. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna make these into like a teepee, put a bag of charcoal on the bottom of it and light them up and burn them all down to nothing. After that last fire, I have a little bit more confidence in burning, and after seeing what all that turned into, how it turned into next to nothing, makes me want to do it more and more so that I don't have all these junk piles and stuff like that. I don't need any more hula cultures down here. All these hula cultures along that back end are really doing well. There's squirrels, rabbits, chipmunks, a bunch of other little critters running around back there, so that's fine. All this stuff closer to the house, I'm just going to burn. I'm going to open up these piles before I do that, just in case there's anything that has established itself in there for the winter time. Give it time to kind of get out of there, so I'm not just lighting them up and burning them. I think that'd be pretty rude. But yeah, again, if you guys want to stick around, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these babies down, and hope you guys enjoy. Also, what I'm going to try to do is, this is a dead standing tree right here. We're on a hill, so it looks a lot taller than what it is. What I would like to do is possibly get under it, make a cut where that X is, if you can see it, and then come from the middle and try a plunge cut and cutting it out that way. That might actually be my first tree. Been trying to really work on the plunge cuts. I'm working on all my cuts. I'm not an experienced person. If this is your first time here, I'm nowhere near being experienced, but I'm trying to build up my confidence with it. So that's going to be my first one, since I don't have to worry about many limbs or anything like that above it. I'll try to get under it, keep the earmuff off, and cut it from there. So here it is, guys. Nothing too big. It's kind of dead all around it. I'm going to try to make my face cut right here and come in the middle and then send it down. Try my hardest to keep that bar off the ground. Perfect, it recorded it. So I see where I went wrong on the back part here. I'll bring you guys in because I'm okay with knowing that I did wrong. So my plunge cut looked like it did really well. It was right in this area, but when I did the back cut to pop it, it looks like I was a little higher than the plunge, so I had to come in a little bit more. But I have to work on that. I was not rushing by any means, but that's something I got to work on. So I have another dead one right here, not as tall. I'm going to set up and try to do on that one what I made a mistake on this one doing. So we might have just made a new video. Instead of cutting all those ones down, I'll try my hardest on these ones. This one is probably only about 15 feet high, if I'm guessing. I'm 6 foot. I could reach to about here, so right in about that area. I'm gonna try to do it again. Just got to get my phone and GoPro set up, make sure the ground is clear around the bottom, so in case I trip and fall, I have to run away. I have at least an area I can go to. What I did wrong was when I came in from the back, I wasn't fully through on the, I don't know how to describe that. I'll show you on the log. So when I came in, I had about that much holding wood in the front, you could see right here, but I didn't make this the same size as over here, so it's thicker on this side here. So I went in more on an angle and I didn't take care of this front side. I hope that makes sense. And when I came in from the back cut to, I guess, to let it loose, it wasn't fully cut through, so there's a lot of holding wood. So 2 mistakes on my first 2. I'm happy I'm doing them on trees that are very, very low to the ground. I'm not saying that they're still not dangerous, but I'm happy that I have to relearn this whole process again. At least for the most part is I'm going in on the plunge really well. I'm not having an issue with that. What a difference it makes when that bar and chain are, when the chain is super sharp and the bar and chain matchup is correct. So that might be it for the plunge cuts in this area. The rest of them I'm just going to try to cut normally. I don't know what that normal cut is called, where you go ahead, you make a notch in the front, you cut from the back all the way through. But I'm going to go and try to do a few more of those ones that we said down there, just to clear up that area. And yeah, that might be it for about today. I'm really satisfied with what I just did. I'm definitely not angry or upset with myself. I just have to pay attention a little bit more and remember what I'm doing and what I'm doing wrong on those. So luckily, like I said, they were very small, nothing too big, and they were already broken off on the top, so I don't have to worry about, I guess, that canopy catching the wind and coming the wrong way. But let's see what we can get ourselves into down here. I'm not gonna lie, I think that one wants to come this way. Standing underneath it, it's tilting backwards towards the way I have everything set up over here. So I don't have any wedges with me, so other than pushing it. I'm thinking I think I'm going to back everything up and let it fall and try to cut it across this way, and then I'll buck it up on the floor. this is where we're at. I'm by myself, and I'm confident enough, but sometimes confidence shouldn't take over. Oh, I got sweat in my eyes. Hold on. Oh, jeez Louise. It was burning. Alright, so as you guys can see, the wind's blowing. I'm by myself. I'm confident enough to take this tree down, but standing underneath this tree, right now I got the UTV here, I could absolutely move it. None of these trees are deemed hazardous or have to come down. Like, this isn't like a job site. This is just in my parents' backyard right now. So I have to take all that into consideration. The wind's blowing hard from the back of me. It's picking up as the day is progressing. And this tree, I'm gonna try to give you guys my point of view here. And hopefully the camera picks it up. So right in this area, it's kicking backwards towards the UTV area, just to give you guys a reference. So it's not straight up, it's kind of doing it like a snake now. It's going up, it levels out right around here, and it looks like it starts to get straight. It starts to do a little spaghetti turn there. And then it looks like all the weight is where we want to drop it on the far side. This is the point that bothers me the most, being by myself, and the fact that I would just have to move some of the equipment out of the way, is this little kick out here. It may not show it very well, but it, like I said, I'll bring my finger up to you so you see it. It does one of these like that. So I think I'm gonna end it right here for the day. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm having a lot of fun. That plunge cut was fantastic. I think I did a really good job on that one right there. But I'm not gonna drop this tree in the wrong way by myself, and I have no one else around. So my phone's over there. I'm recording with my phone too, so God forbid something happens, I can't even grab that. Well, I could put it in my pocket. I mean, I really could. It's not all about the videotape here. But like I'm saying, look, the wind's kind of starting up, and not to sound like a chicken, but I'm losing a little bit of confidence as the wind's picking up. So I think I'm gonna hold off on there. I think we're about done for the day. If you guys made it this far, if you don't mind, if you could hit that like button, it truly helps out. I'm gonna come back in here within the next few days, maybe with my brother-in-law, whatnot. I have another chainsaw getting sent to me, which I'm really excited about. I'm gonna show you guys that when it gets in. Take down some of these smaller things in here with the tractor. I'll have someone running the tractor as I'm doing that. Everyone likes to run the tractor. It's a lot of fun, especially with the grapple. Get a lot of this nonsense cleaned out along this creek line. Some of these smaller guys out. A lot of these bigger trees that are in here are going to stay. We're not against the trees by any means, but we want it to be open so that grass and pasture stuff can be brought in and seeded and take root. Back in this corner, right along here with my finger, you see all those logs stacked up. In that back area, they're gonna end up putting, my parents are gonna end up putting a shed there. There's the backstop for my little shooting range. It's 100 yards from that backstop all the way to those deer feeders. I'm not sure if you guys can see it from there. But yeah, what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna come in here, and once this little area is done, because this area I want done first, I'm gonna go along this hillside and take down all the little nonsense trees. Anything smaller than about 8 to 12 inches round will come down. All these big beautiful trees are going to stay. A lot of them sweet gums. Every sweet gum is coming down. Gum tree, sweet gum, beech tree, all those things are going to come down all along here. And then as we get to this side where we're doing the first few plunge cuts, I'm going to continue and do the same thing there. Now, I really had all intentions of coming in and getting a wood chipper. I still would love to get a PTO driven wood chipper. Like, that's like one of my goals. Setting aside money for that just because I want one, for no other reason. It's, you know, I definitely want one. I think it would be a great tool in the toolbox to have for my tractor work that, you know, we've been doing. I just can't see renting out a wood chipper for a weekend for $1,000 when it's going to cost me $2,500, $3,000 to have one, and I'll always have one, especially for the back PTO driven, for a PTO driven wood chipper for the back of my Mahindra there. But what I'll end up doing with a lot of this stuff is I'm just gonna make burn pits, and I'll burn it up, I'll pile it up and burn it, just so that the smaller animals, no critters or anything like that, get in there and start using it as a habitat. Like, I'm not like some tree hugging hippie crazy person, but I would, you know, I'm also not just gonna commit like animal genocide. You know what I mean? Like if they're using it, perfect example is back here along that creek edge. That's all gonna be covered up with dirt, and then I'm gonna throw a wildflower seed bed on top of that, so that it would be used as a hulu culture for these animals to come in and use, and at least they have some place to go. I mean, I've never seen so many rabbits and chipmunks since we started making those back there, so I'm really excited about that. But in here, all this nastiness, I'm sure the camera doesn't do justice for how it looks, but these vines and all this junk, imagine this times 1,000, and that's how this used to be. It used to be overgrown. You couldn't even walk back here. You couldn't even have access. So in the last year, I'm really happy with the amount of work I put in, and the help that I had to come in here and help us out and do it. I ended up making one of these trees, or two of these trees, one of my climbing trees. I have a climbing tree stand, a summit tree stand, that when I was younger we used to use to climb the trees on Long Island when we were hunting. I'm probably going to use one of these straighter, bigger looking trees to start climbing in. Not really have to do anything with cutting down trees. I just want to get into climbing. I watched Ground Pounder GP. He did a video. He had yesterday, by the time this comes out, it'll be 2 or 3 days ago, his live, and he was descending, rappelling upside down. Like, it's just amazing what you can do when you know what you're doing. And I'm nowhere near that. If I could get off the ground at this point, at the top of my head to the bottom of the base, which is only 6 feet, if I climb 6 feet, I'll be happy as a pig in poo. So yeah, that's enough of talking. I'm not going to take this one down. It's not today, at least. I'll give it, if it wasn't so windy, I'd move everything around. And if it had to go another way, or if I was honestly prepared, like with a wedge, or a maul, a wedge, or a hatchet, at least to hit it in the back of it to help coast it go the way I want. I don't have any of that right now with me. I'm not prepared. So since I'm not prepared, I'm not going to touch it. But that's enough from me. I hope you guys enjoy. Again, my name is Joe. We're down here at my parents' 6-acre property in North Carolina. Before I end this video here, I would also like to give a shout out to everyone who's been joining the lives. Thank you so much. Cliff, always, GP, Ground Pounder, Dell, Joe, Richard, I think it was JHL, possibly, a gentleman from Antarctica, which is really cool. I feel like I'm missing someone. Cliff, Dell, GP, Joe, Richard, Skid Boot, Antarctica, JHL, I believe that was. Oh man, there might have been someone else, and I really try to remember everybody. I do appreciate it. You guys get in there. We sat there for an hour almost every Thursday. We had to move it from 6:30 Eastern Standard Time to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just because Alex has basketball, and I'm not, you know, I really enjoy going to his practices and seeing him getting better each and every week with that. And look, guys, Richard too. That's who it is, Richard. Alex is in the live. You guys give him heck, man. We're a sarcastic family. We're a whole family. Both sides are very sarcastic people. So if he's giving you a little bit of, like he was going back and forth with Richard about you know, his name is a capital A, guys, give it to him. Give it to him. He loves it. I'm telling you, we love it too. We're very, very, it's never a serious moment in the house. We're always joking, and it's clean fun. So thank you everyone who was in that live, and thank you everyone who continues to help grow this channel with me. I really do. I don't say it enough. I don't know how to express it the way you know, the way it should be, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so very much for continually being with me each and every week, watching the videos, commenting, and helping grow this channel. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you stay safe and have a great rest of your day. If this is your first time to my channel, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you back. If you like this sort of thing, I'll put a video here of when we first got the STIHL MS291, and I also put a video right here of when I first got my Echo Timberwolf CS590. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.